Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. So I'm wearing my little cat hoodie slash snuggie, and I wanted to make a video in relation to, and I just got out the shower, so that's why my face is like beet red. I wanted to make a video in relation to inflation and why certain things, well, a lot of things are expensive because I do work at a grocery store part-time. So according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, inflation has gone up 11.2% since 2022 up to right now. And one thing that customers are complaining about, which is a valid complaint, is why are eggs so expensive? Why are eggs so expensive? There is a current bird flu pandemic, well, birds are getting sick. Chickens and turkeys alike. Since 2022 till now, roughly 58 million egg-laying chickens and turkeys have had to be put down by farmers. So when you're going to the grocery stores and you're seeing these high prices of eggs, is due to the shortage of chicken that are able to lay eggs that are not sick. Now, if you remember, some years back, there was a recall on beef because cows were getting sick as well. So this is essentially kind of the same thing, but it's happening to chickens and turkeys. Now, the one thing I will say to people is, you know, when you're going to grocery stores, some grocery stores take competitor coupons. Ask them, hey, do you take competitor coupons? And 8 or 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. But that's why, at least for the egg portion, that's why it's so expensive. It's not the actual grocery store trying to make a buck. I know in certain parts or certain areas, I should say. For example, where I work at, we don't have chitlins or pig feet because it is not cost effective for where I work at and certain other supermarkets to find reasonable or cost effective prices from places that can provide that. And if you are able to find them, that's because they may be locally sourced or because they're paying higher prices to get those certain items. And if you are able to get them, they're readily available. And if they're not, and you see that the price is really high, it's because that the store is trying to, of course, everywhere where you go, where you shop as a consumer, the store itself has to make a profit. So if the cost of that item is higher than usual, it's due to the lack of that resource, and they're trying to make a profit as well. So like where I work at, you know, there's a lack of chitlins, and I can only speak mostly for like the meat department, and because I work in the meat department, I can't really speak for like the grocery, like paper towels and things of that nature, because I don't work those departments per se, but I can speak for like a little bit, because I'm not an expert in the field, for the meat department and about the egg situation, because I also help out the dairy department. Now, from what I understand, inflation when it comes to grocery items is going to continue to hike up. So if you're able to, you know, get like a small deep freezer, and when you find meats on sale, get them and freeze them, because the prices of things are just going to continue to go up for the time being. When will there be a reprieve and things will go back down? I'm not sure, but things are just getting more and more expensive. I remember pre-COVID, Lunchables, you could find them, they would go on sale for $1. Now they're like $2, and that's just for the little ones, not with the ones with the drink and the cookies and whatnot. That's just for like the one with just like the nachos or the chicken nuggets with the sauce. So there's also, like for example, Smithfield was bought out by an overseas company. And I know that for certain big chain grocery stores, they provide the chitlins and the pig's feet. So now, please, I'm sorry if chitlins and pig's feet are the same thing. I don't eat pork or like ham hocks. Those are hard to find, but they're hard to find. But I know chitlins and pig feet, where I work at, you haven't been able to find them since pre-COVID because of how costly they are. So if I'm confusing the two, I'm sorry. But Smithfield was bought out. The Smithfield, the company, was bought out by an overseas company. I cannot recall who bought them out. So I don't know if that will have something to do with, the shipments coming in and things of that nature. But they do have companies within the United States that, they can provide certain resources to the grocery stores. But I know some people are very pro, I'm not going to support a company that's overseas. But you also have to remember that you have people in your own neighborhoods that work for Smithfield and whatnot. Also, when it comes to certain meats, for example, the name brand meats, for example, like Tyson and your store name meat is the same kind of meat. So that's one thing I learned working in the meat department, that it's the same thing. Some brands, they sell their own brand, but they also provide the store brand. So I suggest, looking into if the grocery store takes competitor coupons, seeing what kind of reward programs they have. I know Kroger here is very good for having good sales, even though they're the pricier side. Walmart, I don't know what kind of sales they ever have. They always say they're having a sale, but it doesn't seem like it. I know Food Line here has a Shop and Earn program. I haven't been to Piggly Wiggly in quite some time, so I don't know how if they have like some sort of loyalty program, or if they take competitor coupons. But I, ask, and just be mindful that the store associates, we don't make the prices. So when you come in the store and you see the price of eggs and you vent to us, we can't do anything about it, because in case you don't know, just because we work in the store, we don't get any discounts on food. We pay the same price that you all pay. We pay the same price. We don't get any discounts. So we feel your pain, but as store associates, we just have to smile and wave and say, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry for your inconvenience. I know I was stocking the dairy department and someone was complaining about the price of eggs. I said, I'm sorry. And I showed her a different alternative, and, she kind of huffed and puffed away. But there's nothing really we can do. That's all. The prices are all set by corporate. There was something else I wanted to mention real quick. Also, another way to save money, always keep your eye on the sales paper. I know different stores has to send out or their papers on different days. You know, the buy one get ones, and if you know you enter your phone number, you know you get a discount or whatnot. But if you're able to, I highly suggest, you know, investing in a small deep freezer if you have the space for it. And, you know, if whatever you can freeze in your deep freezer, you know, buy it and freeze it. Because we have a shortage of eggs right now. And that's why the price is going up. In time, you just look at the price of chicken. That's gonna start to go up as well. Even it's gonna get higher. So, like me, I have a deep freezer. So when I, you know, leave work or when I clock out, if I see that some chicken's on sale, I buy it and I freeze it. Anything that I can put in my deep freezer and freeze, I buy it and I freeze it. Now, I'm not saying that to cause any type of commotion or whatnot, but just so that you have, and if you are on a tight budget, so that you're able to have things accessible to you. If, let's say, you know, you want to make a meal and you go to the store and you're like, man, this is like super freaking expensive. It's not on sale right now or whatnot. Let me look at my deep freezer, that kind of thing. Because I know standard freezers don't really hold much space. But it's also good to have, you know, somewhere to stock up on meat, so that way, as inflation goes, you know, when you find a sale, you can stock up. And in between time when you're making meals, you can dip into it and make your meals. Same thing with veggies, you know. It's like everything is getting very expensive. So I just wanted to come on here and just give some insight, a little bit of insight. I'm no expert in the field or anything like that, but just seeing from working at a supermarket what is impacting some of the higher prices. No fighting, please. Don't fight her. That's not nice, Bella. That was not nice. But just was impacting some of the inflation. So that's all for this video. And until my next video, bye y'all.